All right, some of you have asked, how am I going to do this? How do I get caught up for the spreadsheets? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the directions so that you can follow along too. Now, we've already been past the day 3 several times, but we've gone through. This is where you start setting up your spreadsheet. So you'll read through and then you'll save it. You'll open an Excel for tracking one stock per sheet. I'm going to set up a sheet. Getting started step by step right here is actually setting up your sheet. So I'm going to move this to the side. Here's my blank Excel. And when I do this, the first thing I want to do is it tells me to A1 through E1. So A1 through E1, I want to merge and center. So I did that. It also wants a 12 font. So I can change that to a 12 font as it is. Then it says to go to A3, and type in symbol. And I have A4 for exchange. And I'm sitting here in the dark. And I have that. Then it tells me on E3 to type in initial investment. So I'm going to go ahead and make some of the columns a different size to kind of have room to type in. Then it tells me to go to A6 and type in initial investment. And then here on A7, date of action. Then it tells me to go to C7, and type in the $/share. D7, it wants the number of shares. Then on E7, it wants total investment. Then it goes to A9, and you type in daily record. Okay. Then in A10, the date of transaction, B10, the number of shares, C10, and then the total investment of the current value. And then in E10, profit and loss. All right. So that's all the typing that we have to do. This is where your actual title will go. Now I'm going to size these just a little bit more, just so we have them so we can read them. Okay, so here is the blank sheet. Now it wants you to put your formulas in. So this formula is equals C8 times D8. And all you have to do is put that in. When you look up here, here's the formula. Now in D11, it wants a formula that says equals B11 times C11. So now you'll see that these are highlighted. So anytime you put numbers in there, this formula is going to make it work. So now I do that. The last formula that you have to put in is a relative formula that's going to connect. So here's equals D11 minus relative E, relative 8. And now it's showing you it's timesing this times this. I hit enter and it's 0. Now my formulas are all in and this is a blank sheet. So what I can do is now I can collect it all, right click and copy, or I can do Control C, add a sheet, and I'm going to paste it in. Now you'll have to adjust the columns and rows, but I can do that again for the third sheet and then again for the fourth sheet. When I come back to it, now this is my first stock. So say my first stock is Apple. I'm going to type in here the name of that. Down here, I'm going to put it on my tab. The symbol, we didn't do these right away, but I have this one, which is always on the right side of your pricing when you're checking it. And NASDAQ is who sells it for the exchange. My initial investment is going to depend on how many shares that I actually buy. So I first have to see right here. That day it's $125. And I think I'm just going to go with 18 shares. And when I hit enter, it's going to give me that in here. So this price is also going to go here. And it told you to make everything 2 decimal places. And this way you can see the dollar signs. Okay, so the number of shares was 18. The price per share was $125. And when I do that, this goes in here and this becomes a 0. So that date was, I'll use today's date, 4/19/21, and it will set the date. It also needs to go here. So then when I get done here, I can take and bring these down because it's always going to be 18 shares unless I change it. Say the next date is 4/20/21 and the stock is 127.20 today. I didn't bring the formula down. So now I need to bring the formula down also, and it will do it automatically. Voila. And that's all I have to do for every sheet.